Well, hello everybody. Tara Bachland here with the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism. We're getting rolling with a new site orientation and Q&A session. So for those of you who are eager to get on the new site and just want a little help getting around on the new site, that's what we're here to do. So hello and welcome. You're only seeing me on screen, but we have a couple team members in the background ready to help you out. So if you're here in the webinar, just know that you can chime in the chat and post your questions. First of all, you can also say hello and where you're from. If you're seeing this elsewhere, for example, on YouTube or on Facebook, you can also put your questions in the chat and we will have a team member at some point now or in the near future get to you as well. We have team members on staff right now answering questions and we'll be scouring those later as well. Of course, you can always reach us at hello@woodherbs.com also for one-on-one help. And so hello and welcome those of you who are joining us today. Feel free to say hello where you're joining us from. We have Alberto and Lee in the background helping us out. And so at any point, feel free to put your questions in the chat and this will be guided by you guys, what your questions are. I will also then give you a bit of a tour, but most of all, this is to help you out. So do freely put your questions in the chat. So hello and good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. This is just a confirmation, we are here for you. We've spent 14 months building this new site and pouring our everything into it so that you can just totally enjoy and take your herbal education to the next level. So with that, we want you to be able to fully and thoroughly enjoy it. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here with you every step of the way. So at any point, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. And until we have questions, I'll give you a bit of a tour, but know that you can put your questions in the chat at any point. Again, this orientation is for you. So welcome to the new Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism site. Looks like I'm on screen as well. The Alberto Lee, you can let me know. Looks like that setting saved. Let's try that again. Just want to make sure I'm not in the way. There we go. Yep. I'm going to take myself out of the screen so I'm not in the way. There we go. So welcome to the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism new site. So if you're wondering, gosh, am I at the new site? Because it does look similar, but it's not the same. This is verification. So the verification would be this button in the upper right corner is old site. And that button is there because the old site is not going away right away. We're not cutting you off. If you like the classes and the format on the old site, they will still be around for a few months and you can access it there just by clicking this button. And note also that the new site has the URL matthewwoodinstituteofherbalism.com. And the old site is mwih.thinkific.com. So if you're ever wondering, gosh, am I on the new site or the old site? There are a couple of indicators. First of all, the new site has a button to go to the old site right here. That will take you there. And then when you're at the new site, it says matthewwoodinstituteofherbalism.com. The old site does not. If that ever seems... If you're having trouble logging in, for example, you might need to clear your history and caches and also check your passwords because this domain, Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism, was associated with the old site and your computer might still be thinking that's the case and trying to log you in on this site with that password. So if you just manually put in your email and password and then change those in your passwords as well, that will fix the problem. So welcome everybody. I am going to, looks like we don't have any questions yet in the chat. Again, feel free to chime in anytime. Alberto and Lee, if we have any questions that come in through Facebook, YouTube, and so forth that seem to be very applicable, please unmute yourselves and let me know. Otherwise, in the meantime, I'll just give you all the tour. So with this grand reopening, we are giving the best pricing ever on our most favorite products, which are subscriptions, and they are just spectacular and they're new and improved. So definitely take advantage of that and share with your friends that all this great stuff is going on. Well, what is new? Let's see. Some of my favorites are the new professional library that was really made with the advanced student and the practitioner in mind, the person who wants to take their education to the next level, wants to have some community and teacher interaction. You'll see below, I'll give some details, but that's who that was built for. One of my other favorite features is the searchable transcripts and closed captions. For quite some time, we've had people either maybe English wasn't their first language, or they had hearing problems, or just for the sake of studying. Sometimes those of us who are very visual, or you hear the name of an herb and you're wondering, how is that spelled? This comes in very, very handy. And I will give you a demo later of how absolutely amazing this is and why this is such a useful tool on the site, in addition to just being very helpful. The new site is very easy to use with social media like functions. Site index coincides very well, perfectly with the searchable transcripts and closed captions, which I'll show you. So a site index is much like a book, right? A book index that is at the end of the book. You look up a subject that you want to research more in depth, and then the book tells you on what page that subject matter is mentioned. We have a growing site index that is much the same. It's hundreds of terms on over 200 pages, all sorted out and organized. And let's say you're researching yarrow, or maybe you're researching an herbalist like William Lesassier. You look up that term, and on this index, you can jump to the videos where that term is mentioned. So it's a tremendous study aid for those, especially who are really studying herbs in depth. It's currently available for year 1 students and is quickly growing to be available for the rest of the site. And then certificates. We know how special and that people, you just love the certificates. And whether it's just a gratification thing, like, oh, yes, I did it, or you're accumulating your hours for herbal registry or certification, they can serve both purposes. And I think while we're on that, I'm just going to go to a course and show you, for example, what that looks like. So let's say that I took the herbal dosages test. So what I did is, in the menu, I went to courses, and that takes me to this page where I can search for courses. I can also go under here and look up certificate courses. But I already know that dosages has one. So I'm going to go to dosages. And this is one of our more brief courses, just as a heads up. Any course that has a certificate will have this section. And what it tells you are the requirements, which are all the same. You pass the test with 70% or better. You complete all the course material, and then you can print or save your certificate. The herbal dosages, for example, is a total of 3.5 accredited hours. And we also have the breakdown here of what type of hours. So usually accrediting agencies are wondering, how many hours of materia medica have you studied? How many hours of history or pharmacy and so forth? And so we've broken that down into the most common categories for you. And do know that you will need to check with your accrediting agency. For example, if it's continued education, you'll just need to verify with them that they do accept credits from the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism. But these certificates are available. They're beautifully designed. They have Matthew Wood's signature on them, and they will have your name and these accredited hours details, as well as the date. And we are so excited to have this available for you. Okay, so going back, and I'm going to go pretty quick. At any point, jump in and ask your own questions, even if it's personal, like, how do I do this with my account? Let us know. If you have a subscription already with us on the old site, for example, you will need to come over to this site. You will need to cancel there and then renew here on this new site. Of course, I wish that wasn't the case. But to make this big leap and to make these improvements for you, that was one thing that we had to face. And so we really appreciate your cooperation and helping in migrating yourself over. That is also why we're doing the best pricing ever, so no one is missing out. Even if there are a handful of you that have gotten better pricing years ago, you've been with us for years, we will absolutely honor that. So if that's the case, contact us at hello@woodherbs.com, and we will make special arrangements to help you continue your legacy pricing. And you also will have received, those of you who are current subscribers, you will have received an email that in brackets says one of, and it has some sort of phrase, it's time to take action. That email has details on how to migrate yourself over. And we will send one a week. So you will get those details at any point. If you have any questions, if you're just like, hey, I think I did it, can you help verify? Absolutely. We would love to help you out. Those of you who are seeing this video, hello everybody, I'm Tara Bachland with the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism. This is an orientation of our new site, but it's also a help session. And I see a couple comments in the chat. Yes, Michael, this is also going up live on YouTube, and the on-demand will be available. You can use the same link within, minutes of this. It should be ready. You bet. Wonderful. And Lee in the chat has posted a link to that email, the first email that's gone out. And so you can get the details rather than hunting through your email. That's for those who are in the webinar. Those of you who are joining us on YouTube, we are hosting more of these, 3 more of these orientation sessions, and they're for free. You can either go to the calendar at the top here in the menu, and you'll see those once a week. You'll see those. Also on the homepage, you'll see new site orientation meetings here, and this button will take you to the calendar as well. And you can register, particularly if you want to attend in person to one of these webinars. That's how you can register. But at any point, you can reach out to us at hello@woodherbs.com, and we'll help you out there as well. Each week, we're also featuring a new bonus for those who register at the new site. And that's anyone, whether you're migrating over or you're brand new to the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism, you qualify when you make a new purchase at the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism. This week until Monday morning, June 10th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, the first 20 to enroll in a 1-year library subscription, and we have new library options for you. If you enroll in the 1-year library subscription, I'll show you your options below, either the regular library, library plus A to Z, or the professional library. The first 20 will receive a signed book by Matthew Wood, the 7 guideposts, and this is currently not available anywhere else. You will receive Materia Medica flashcards. People are absolutely loving these, currently only available as a digital download. So all of these items, actually, this is the only way to get them right now. And Forage Fun cards, which are fun. It's a game playing deck. They're not numbered like playing cards, but they have different subject matter, so you can play games like Go Fish, Go Forage, Match Game, and we have plenty of other ideas for you to enjoy them. All others who enroll in a 1-year subscription on the new site between now and June 10th, 10 a.m. After the first 20, all remaining who enroll in a 1-year library subscription will receive the Materia Medica and the Forage Fun. So no matter what, if you enroll in a 1-year subscription, you win. Thank you. And so each week we'll have a new bonus, so stay tuned. All right, and if you're just joining us, you can post your questions in at any point, whether you're an existing Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism student or someone who's new. At any point, comment wherever you're seeing this, and we'll have someone address your question as soon as possible. So many of you who are already with us at the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism know that since the beginning, we've had monthly A to Z, and earlier called Materia Medica, and it's really expanded in so many ways. This is the original price we started with, $8 a month. So like it says, it's the best value in herbal education, and you'll get the best pricing right now, available again now. A monthly A to Z is a single course, And it's just chock full. I mean, if you can imagine, we started the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism in 2017. We've been doing a monthly class ever since then. And so this has those monthly classes. So it's over 150 hours of classes. Like it says, herbs A to Z, and we're still going. It's herbs, it's ailments, it's concepts. Terrific place for students of all levels to start. And there's a new live class each month. So lots of fun stuff. Matthew Wood is always a part of that, and often guest teachers as well. So you'll get to meet some amazing other teachers out there in the herbal realm. Now the libraries, boy, these are just absolutely amazing. We've had the libraries going on for several years now, which is has so many of our courses under one subscription. And currently, any of these library options includes over $17,000 worth of content. So if you were to purchase individually what all of these courses consist of, it would be over $17,000. So you can see that if you enroll in the library itself at only $45 a month, immediately you have access to over $17,000 worth of materials. This does include beginner to advanced content, all the library content. New courses are added every 6 months, and typically if there's a new course, it's added in 6 months or less. And RSJ recordings and certificates. And as you could imagine, Library Plus A to Z is exactly that. It's monthly A to Z plus the library, and just to compute, so it's under one convenient subscription price. And then last but not least, we have the new professional library. Again, the professional library was assembled for the really eager student, the advanced student, and the practitioner in mind. So as you might imagine, it includes everything in the library and A to Z. It also includes live real spirit journey classes. It includes tongue evaluation classes that's live and recorded. It includes study groups, live Q&As with your favorite teachers. Many of them include Matthew, and game nights, at least one per month. And I believe for the next few months, we have a couple a month in a number of those categories. And in early 2025, we will be starting with case studies and advanced discussions. So you can see how this is geared for someone who's really already in their herbal career, or is starting out and aiming in that direction. Has a lot of clinical and discussion type components for that level of student or practitioner. And then new courses, the recordings are added within days. So instead of having to wait months in this situation, in the professional library, content is added as it is available. So it might not be a complete course right away, but you have access to the materials right away as soon as they are available. So as soon as the document is ready, as soon as the recording is ready, not just when it's all assembled. And then 50% off any new courses. So that means if you want to attend, for example, we're planning a skin health course, not just skincare as in the face, but the whole body, corporal skin. Let's say that's something that you would like to attend live and you don't want to wait for the recording. Even though the recording will be available in a couple days, maybe you want to attend live, ask questions, you will receive 50% off of that course. And so just hundreds of dollars of additional content and savings within the professional library compared to the library itself. A number of people have asked, does this 50% off include year 1 or year 2 programs? It does not. It is just courses, not programs. And at any point here, I will pause for questions. I don't see any in the chat right now, but do feel free at any point to stop me with your comments or questions. And if you have you want personal help on migrating over to the new site, chime in the chat, say, I would like some help. Lee and Alberto are ready to help you. And also you can email us at hello@woodherbs.com, and we're very happy to help you in this process. Also, just added this month we've added So you remember up here where I say new courses are added to the library every 6 months or within 6 months? Well, we have just added over $2,400 in new courses to the library. So that's just an example, right? These are classes that are courses that happened recently and now have been added to the library. And that's how you get to a total of $17,000 plus worth of content, is when great chunks of content are added like this. So for example, culinary remedies, female reproductive system, which is a whole series of classes, herbs for the musculoskeletal system, herbs for kidney and bladder, herbs to support heart health and the cardiovascular system, herbs to support the liver, gallbladder, metabolism, and brand new, these weren't available at all before, where now you can get tongue evaluation recordings in the professional library, and holistic nutrition course. This is a full course, not just like a couple hour class. This is several classes on specific classes of nutrients like water soluble, B vitamins, fat soluble, diet, full on course by Phyllis D. Light. So the aim, one of the aims in the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism, Matthew really wanted to make sure that students get the opportunity to learn herbalism, but with a specialty. And of course, we have nature wisdom, animal medicines, materia medica, many wonderful topics. And now we've added naturopathy and nutrition. So you can really add a complement of knowledge to your already foundation of herbal knowledge. People have been loving this tongue evaluation. It's one of those clinical skills that is hard to come by, and it is really feasible to learn online. Next week, we have a free intro to the tongue evaluation, and the recording will be available as well. So if you're here and you're like, oh, darn, I missed it. It's on June 11th, Tuesday, June 11th at 7 p.m. Central. The recording will be available, so you can come back and register to view the recording as well. So if you're wondering, what is tongue evaluation? You'll learn the basics here and really get an idea if that's something that you're ready for in your herbal practice. It is a great thing, I think, to start as early as you can, because it is one of those skills that takes time and many examples. So I would encourage students of all levels to check this out. It's really fascinating. The tongue is really a mirror into what is happening in the body, which organs are being affected, what are the tissue states, how stress is affecting it, just so many things. It's absolutely amazing. And what's really neat is you can also monitor how a remedy is taking effect in the body. And so it helps you to narrow down the remedy and observe the remedy in action. And when it's time perhaps to maybe move to another remedy is super, super fascinating. We also have an intro to the endocrine system, free intro coming up, so check that out as well. And Matt's new book is coming out, so check out the homepage. We always have the latest stuff going on here at the homepage. And if you're not already on our newsletter list, make sure to register. That's where you're going to see the latest of what's going on and the best deals. And our first deals are always our best. Let's see, I'm going to take a pause here and see if there are any other additional questions, or if perhaps Alberto or Lee have something before I address the rest of my list here. And take a drink water. Ah, yes, the little blue man. That is code, but it's not code. You'll see what I mean. Thank you, Lee. The little blue man that you see in the upper right corner. This is a handy tool, but some of you who are on a phone or a tablet, it might be like, hey guy, get out of the way. So this is our accessibility menu. And what you can do is, first of all, if this is helpful, you probably already know what this is it's an aid. So for example, if you need to see bigger text, you can choose that and it'll make it easier to read. You can make the cursor bigger, for example. You can make it dyslexia friendly, which I've heard is very helpful. You can make the line height much bigger, all sorts of other nifty tools in here. But if you're more like, hey, this thing is in the way, go to the bottom here where it says move hide widget, and you have to keep scrolling down because there's a long menu here, and you can either move it to the left side because sometimes it gets in the way of the hamburger menu if you're on a tablet or phone, or like I'll do is I'll just hide it, and I'll hide it for the current session. If you hide it indefinitely, it won't be forever, but until you clean your history and caches. So some of you might find that extremely helpful, and some of you may just want to move it to the side. So there you go. There's lots of helpful tools there as well. All right. Let's see. How about some behind the scenes stuff? Let's see. Let's sign in here. Okay. Now that I'm signed in, you'll see anyone who's enrolled in the Year 1 program or in any of the subscriptions, we have special coupon offers from vendors. So you can save, for example, if you're buying materials and so forth, we got some special deals there. And let's see, some of my favorite, I want to show you the transcripts in action. I love this. So let's see, I'm going to use the Year 1 program as an example. So where I am is I'm in my profile. We have videos, by the way, to show you in depth all of these features. In support, you just go to help, and there's a video for all this and more that goes slower and more in depth than what I'm doing, but I'm just giving you an overview. So let's see, I'm going to continue with the Year 1 program. I've got some work to do, clearly. I'm only at 5%. And let's say, so this is let's see.
Phyllis.
So here we go. We're on the first lesson. And let's say I have a question for Matt or Phyllis. First of all, on the left, path just means where I am on this path of in this course. Learners, you can connect with other students who are in the course, and discuss, of course, is where you can discuss and ask questions. So let's say I have a question for Phyllis. Like social media, like on social media, I type the @ symbol, or you can click on this to mention a member, and I'm going to start typing in the name Phyllis, and she pops up here, so I select her name, and you can see her name then becomes highlighted, which indicates to me that I can send her a question. And I'll send her a question. You can add a photo and other things to help support your question, which can be very helpful to get a specific answer. And then when I share this, that the system will send her an email, and then she can get back to me. The answer will be here, and it will also be in the community. So I'm going to jump around a bit, and you'll see why in just a moment. So pretend I sent this question to Phyllis, and she got the email, and then she responded back. The answer would be below, like you're seeing this here. You're seeing responses there. Phyllis responded to a question. It will be below here. And so you can see the replies and other people's questions, which is really great because you can learn from other people's comments and questions as well. Let's see. Thank you, Lee. Lee is putting some helpful indications in the chat there to help you out. So you will also receive an email when the teacher responds, and you will also receive a notification in your inbox. So my menu is all the stuff that pertains specifically to you, the courses you are enrolled in, your profile, your inbox, your billing, and specific resources. So you'll get a notification in your inbox of that response, which is very handy. And it will have this link to go to the post. And so it will take you to that answer. That answer will also be in the community. Now this is really neat. Those of you who are already on our old site, are used to the community, but this one is majorly upgraded. So we have a, a general community, which everybody is able to access. We have a private year one community, which is obviously for the year one students. And then any course that you are enrolled in will have its own section. And so when a teacher replies to a comment or question, you'll also be able to see it here. It will be in that lesson that I showed you on the previous screen, and it will also be available here, which is really neat. We've noticed as the year one students were our first ones to be experimenting on this new site and testing it out, is it really encourages more interaction, and there's more resources readily available to you to learn. And so, for example, maybe you're wondering, okay, who has mentioned me? Maybe you want to go back and you're looking for an email, or not an email, a comment or a question that someone mentioned you in it. This makes it easy to search for that. Maybe, for example, you are wanting to learn more about Yarrow, or you saw a passing comment, someone commented about Yarrow. You can type into this search in the upper right hand corner and see what people have mentioned about Yarrow and their own, obviously their own experiences. So there are so many things here that are just make a tremendous study aid to help you along the way. Study aid, interaction, it's just really wonderful. So you can see why it was worth the effort of 14 months and then asking you to come to the new site actively. We felt it was very well worth it to be able to be on this platform. We have so many things coming up in the future. For example, also, I'm going to show you the index, and I am enrolled in the correct account, so this should work just fine. So as you saw in the menu, I went to support and index. There's also a glossary, help, contact us, and the index popped up this file. We have over 200 pages of terminology that you can look through. And like I said, this is complete for the year one program. And next steps are to complete it for the library, which should come along at a decent pace because so much of the content is already from the library. And let's say that I want to learn more about American ginseng. And so all I do is, some of these have multiple mentions in multiple places, but let's say I want to learn more about it here. I click on the link and it will take me to the lesson where ginseng, American ginseng is mentioned. So again, I'm going to look on the path. Where are we? Just out of curiosity. Okay, we're on Herb Talk, Eleuthero, Siberian ginseng in the MWIH year one program in the Materia Medica. Okay, that kind of gives me an orientation of where this is, which was in the index as well, just to confirm. And we're over here. And this is where the transcript search comes in handy. So like I mentioned, first of all, we do have closed captions, and you can get those to pop up here. But the transcripts, I think, for anyone will be very, very helpful. So now American ginseng has multiple names. So if I'm looking for this, I might use multiple names in searching. And so you see this little search bar down below. I type in ginseng and I hit enter, and you'll have to scroll through here. What's going to happen is, there we go, ginseng pops up in yellow. Isn't that amazing? I absolutely love this feature. Now, wait, there's more. So ginseng is mentioned a bunch of times here. It's as if it's like in a song, right? I click on ginseng in the yellow, and did you see the video head? I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to click on one of these and watch the video head pop ahead. And it'll pop ahead, and I just hit play.
And so this was always known as Siberian ginseng.
Isn't that amazing? And so I can click to wherever this is.
The American ginseng, or which is a white ginseng.
Isn't that amazing? So I'll type in Siberian just to make sure, did I miss any? Or I want to know specifically. Here's Siberian.
China. Okay, so Siberian ginseng right in the middle.
Isn't that absolutely amazing? So this is already available for year one students and is quickly growing on the site to be available in the library as well. So we're still working on that, but that's coming around the corner. Oh, I see someone. Yes, Irina, I believe I am already subscribed. Feel free to contact us at hello@woodherbs.com, and or one of our team members, we have your name in the Q&A here. We can just double check. And if any of you are just wanting to verify, hey, did I do that properly? Feel free to contact us at hello@woodherbs.com. We will be sending out, those of you who were previously enrolled at the old site, we will be emailing you each week with instructions on how to migrate over to the new site. You can do that at any point here in the month of June. We have our best pricing, our legacy pricing through June, so that migration is easy for you. You can lock in and preserve your legacy pricing, or if in the recent past you've enrolled at full pricing, any student can then enroll at the best legacy pricing. If you are one of those handful of students who have been with us for years and years, thank you. First of all, we really cherish you. You've helped us all along the way to get to where we are, and we really appreciate you. So absolutely, as long as your subscription is still active, we will honor any previous legacy pricing. To do so, just contact us at hello@woodherbs.com. We have so many wonderful things planned here in the future. I wish I could tell you all of them, but what we have right now is just so fabulous, and I'm very excited for what's to come. Maybe a hint I could give you is, like I mentioned, we now have a full-on nutrition course at the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism, and there's more to come in the naturopathic realm. We will have a weight management series, more on the technology that is available to help support our health. And so that wing, so to speak, will be growing. All right. Any more questions at this point? And I'm going to take a sip of water. All right, looks like Lee has already answered Irina's question. You are indeed registered on the new site. Nice. So let's see. I'm going to go back to the site and just, if any questions pop in your mind, let me know. The current offerings, our best pricing ever, is on our students' favorite options, which are definitely the subscriptions. At this point, we have in the professional library, it offers everything on the site, and each of these is a gradient of that. Something to note is the professional library, the current price of $135 a month is what the regular price of Library Plus A to Z will be starting in June. Like I said, these are amazing prices that we're doing, up to 68% off on some of these options. And so now is definitely the time, and lock in those prices. As long as your subscription is active, you will keep that pricing. Yeah, just so many wonderful things. And you can still, of course, purchase courses a la carte. So they are available individually. So for example, if you're interested in a tongue evaluation, you can purchase that as a standalone course. If I go to enroll, this shows that there's a pay once option and there's a subscription option. The pay once, it's important to note there are a few options that are 3-month access. So you want to look in this section. There's just a handful that are for 3-month access. And the aim of that is to help make it a price that is easy for you for most people to purchase, right? So instead of this being several $100s, you can just, and also it's a great way to dip your toe in. So we do it 3 months at a time, and that seems to be very feasible for people. So just that's something to note. The pay once option, there are about 4 courses that are 3 months, and all the rest of them, the pay once is a 1-year option. And so the tongue evaluation, which people have absolutely loved already, we were doing it as a bonus as a part of the library the last several months, and people are just chomping at the bit to be able to join this a la carte. So this is now available a la carte. We have a new class the fourth week, fourth Tuesday of each month, unless otherwise noted, and you can get that on the calendar here. You can access, see what the dates are coming up. So with purchase of this a la carte or the pay once option means that you can join the live class and you'll have access to all the recordings during your rental period. So we have three recordings so far, or there will be 3 recordings with the intro. And the intro, soon we will also be offering a test and a certificate for this. So it's not quite available yet, but with that pay once option, I would say by the beginning of June, we should have the option to also get a certificate for tongue evaluation. So like I mentioned, the calendar, we have this handy guide as well. So you can of course look into each event, and let's say that you've enrolled in the professional library. There's a lot included with the professional library as well with our year 1 program cohorts. And so we have this handy guide here that you can look up the emoji. So if you're enrolled in the professional library, it's this quill or feather. So anything with this quill is going to be part of your subscription. So that's a handy tool there. This library can also be synced, this calendar can also be synced to your personal calendar. Let's see. Leiko asks, is the tongue evaluation included in the library? Good question. So the tongue evaluation is included in the professional library. So I'm going to go back to the home page here. Tongue evaluation is included in the professional library. You can also purchase access a la carte. So you can go a la carte here, or courses up here will take you there as well. It does show up right away on the first page because it is one of our newer offerings, but you can also search for it here. So either way, in the professional library or a la carte. Okay. Any other questions? Did I miss anything, anybody? This, so excited for all of you all to dive in and get to experience this site. There's just so much to it, and most of all, I think the community is my favorite part overall. Just to see how much more people are interacting, and really, herbalism is a community study, a skill, an activity. It's just, it really is something that you learn and you partake in a community aspect. So we have the convenience of studying online on your own time when it works for you. And we also have and are integrating more and more the community aspect, including those live activities. Like I mentioned, the professional library and year 1 and year 2 will also be included in this. Have Q&As with the teachers, study groups, game nights, and with all this community activity, really makes it as much of the community, the herbal community online, as possible. And as there becomes more ways, we will be adding those too, for sure. Let's see, there's another question here. Yes, those courses that have just the 3-month access, again, just to make it a feasible price, easy for you to take a bite out of Doctrine of Signatures, Real Spirit Journey, and Tongue Evaluation. So 3 months gives you time to dive in, right? Access the recordings, attend all the live events. Most of them are every month, and at the same time, make it a very feasible price. And those of you who are seeing this on YouTube or Facebook, for example, you can post your questions in the comments, and you can also contact us at hello@woodherbs.com. Alrighty. Any other questions? If there aren't, I think I've hit everything, at least everything for today. We're learning by your questions too, what needs to be clarified. So please feel free to let us know. Do not be afraid to contact us with questions. We want this to be as smooth a process as possible. And these are, I mean, amazing features, wonderful deals. Please do share with your friends, because these deals, cannot last forever. Okay, going once. I'm gonna take another drink of water. How many of you have explored the new site already? And what are or even just if you haven't gotten in there, what features are looking exciting to you? What's your favorite so far? Would love to hear from you guys. So excited about now with all this site building done, what we'll be able to do here in the near future with all that energy. All right. Well, if you don't have questions, then I must have answered them. But always feel free to reach out to us. Leiko says, I purchased Library A to Z and it's awesome. Mahalo. Wonderful. Yeah, there's so many details of what we're able to do with this new format. So we're really, really excited to bring this to you. Well, wonderful. If that's it, I'm going to wrap it up here. You can always reach out to us at hello@woodherbs.com, and we're happy to help. And take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.